It's the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey and the crew.
Mic drop rant coming up later on in the Beat Break Morning Show. But let's go ahead and bring on our special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new artist. I discovered this musician, this talented artist, through a family member of mine, right? And also before I forget too, I got to put a bookmark in this introduction. We got the challenge coming up. I did say that I was going to let people know that I have a challenge that I am going to announce. It's a dating challenge post Valentine's Day.
Dating challenge.
Yeah, I got a dating. Yeah, it's a. I'm going to let you all know what I am proposing. Just a few moments. Back to this talented, gifted artist resume here. He's an independent singer and songwriter, straight out of Atlanta, straight from the ATL. And man, like she is incredible. She's on YouTube. Her videos went viral and everything. She got a new song out, right? So I can't wait to bring this young lady on. She's gonna talk more about her backstory, her music career, and she's gonna bless us something during the morning show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Raye Melody.
Hey.
Live at Beat Break Radio. What's going on?
Definitely. I thought you were actually gonna go into like how you were connected with me.
I was going to ease into it. Yeah. I was going to kind of ease into it and let everybody know, because what you do within the industry is still the same thing with what you're doing as a musician, as an artist. So we're going to tie that piece in there. But I want to take a moment to let you tell everybody the backstory behind Raye Melody. You know, because you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you are an instrumentalist. You do it all. So who is Raye Melody?
Yeah, so I wear, like you said, I wear a lot of hats. Not just like an instrumentalist, but I'm also an educator and a small business owner. And basically, I mean, a lot of people ask me like, oh, like when did you start? Basically, as long as I can remember, honestly. Probably one of my first memories. And kind of throughout my childhood, like I was always in choir. So basically from maybe 8 years old, even into like my college years, I always sang in the choir. When I first got into music, I was actually self-taught. So one day my mom, she, purchased a keyboard, and I mean, I had no clue, what these notes were on the page or what I was looking at. But over time, I gradually just, taught myself. I had like an intro to piano, and from that moment on, like I said, I was self-taught, and then I eventually got into music school at State University, and there I was classically trained. So a lot of Mozart, Beethoven, Bach. So I think that also kind of shaped my style of singing, being classically trained into jazz music later on, and then eventually into composing. So, like I said, I wear a lot of hats.
Wow, that is quite a story there, because I know plenty of artists that have taught themselves or had the opportunity of teaching themselves music. I know plenty of people that don't even read music, right? They go by ear, especially when they play the piano, play the keyboard. They go by ear. They don't necessarily like read music, but they go based off of ear, what they hear and what have you. But you self-taught yourself. You went to classes, and you've been doing this for a long time. Any musical influences, by the way?
So many. Honestly, from different decades. I feel like my maybe very first had to be Jill Scott, Alicia Keys, Lauryn Hill, Music Soul Child. I think kind of, as we're talking about like current R&B artists, I got Caesar, Snow Allegra. So like a huge. I love music. Like Otis Redding, Diana Ross and the Supremes, Sam Cooke. Yeah, so a lot of influences from different decades.
Dope. I heard you mention Music Soul Child. Of course, the other night was another event that took place this week, the versus battle between Music Soul Child and Anthony Hamilton. I am a very big Music Soul Child fan, right? And I like Anthony Hamilton. I will say that Anthony Hamilton, he has more of a strong vocal range than Music Soul Child, but Music Soul Child's catalog is crazy. It's mad crazy. So who do you go for the most, Music Soul Child or Anthony Hamilton?
Honestly, I actually didn't get a chance to view it. I was so busy. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to view it. But kind of like when people were talking about it and kind of hearing it, I don't know. Honestly, I can't. I really can't. Like you said, Anthony Hamilton's vocal range. So I'm sorry if that's not an answer, but I really can't choose between the two. It's really hard.
It's really hard. I mean, they're both talented artists. I know that it can at times be it's hard to choose between one great artist, one great musician over the other because they're both talented. I look for the most part, I look for the catalog. I look for the catalog. You know, they both got catalog, but music, he got those songs that are just very, very timeless that just make you not even want to even be with a side chick anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
you don't vote for Anthony Hamilton?
No, Anthony Hamilton, because he comes from like the real grit, the real blues and all that other stuff. Anthony Hamilton, he got that kind of vibe where, you know, it's like even when you're depressed and your woman just broke up with you or your man just broke up with you, you can step outside and just be on that country porch. Just be in the country, be on that country porch, and it's sunny outside, and you know everything gonna be all right. Like, you know what? I just came out of a relationship. It was toxic. It was bad. Or she broke up with me. He broke up with me. But hey, the sun is shining. Everything's gonna be all good.
Real? Okay.
That's the vibe that Anthony Hamilton gives to me. But
that's your personal opinion. That's your personal opinion. That's okay.
What's your opinion? What do you think?
I mean,
what do you think, DJ?
As a DJ, Music Soul Child has his classics and whatnot, and to me, and Anthony Hamilton too has his classics as well. I'm not saying he's not a part of this as well. To me, I really couldn't choose on that. They're to me equal, in my opinion. They just have their different vibe and whatnot.
Right.
I just like how Sean put his opinion about Anthony Hamilton is the blues version, and how when you break up, it's just how you broke it down like that. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm like, I would never have broken it down like that by Anthony Hamilton at all. But that's a good way of looking at it and whatnot. I definitely respect what he's saying.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I couldn't really choose. I couldn't really choose and whatnot. But the way Sean was saying it, I'm thinking like, because of the catalogs, I just wish we could do a virtual version of a versus of MJ and Prince. Ooh, man, I would love to see how someone will conduct a virtual verses of MJ and Prince. That would be
hologram versus hologram.
Right. I just wanted to see who in the world is going to win that contest. I know outside of the music, what people may say, but I'm like, look at the music that they both had, and how people still listen to it and whatnot. So Anthony Hamilton and Music Soul Child doing that thing, I'm like, it's a classic way of showing true talent and whatnot. And you know, I'm just glad that they actually are singing, and you know, they can sing over your songs a little bit, but I'm glad to see artists, and like to see more artists coming up like you and be real and not always trying to use the studio to cover up your talent.
Right.
So if you can sing a cappella in Allen Street or in a lounge or whatever the case may be, and they sound good, that's the thing. I'm getting tired of folks just rapping, or especially rapping. I ain't gonna get into that. So getting saying stuff over their songs. I'm like, okay, let us hear the vocals. Do you really have the vocals? So
it's funny that DJ Roll brings up Prince, right? Because I see a bit of you, Ray Melanie. I see a bit of you, of Prince in there, because you play the guitar, you play the piano, you know, and with Prince, he was pretty much damn near playing everything.
He was playing everything. A lot of, at least for his first few albums. Yeah, he played all of them.
Even on his first album. Oh my goodness.
That's why he likes firing them if they ain't do right.
Yeah.
He like firing those bands. Like, all right, y'all fired somebody else.
So do you see a little bit of his influence? This is a question for Ray Melanie. Do you see a little bit of Prince influence in you as you evolve into the artist that you are? You know, playing instruments, singing, and songwriting. Do you see a little bit of that in you?
Yeah. So honestly, I feel like, I mean, someone like Prince, those are some big shoes to fill, you know? I mean, recently I've gotten into playing the ukulele. I started playing the guitar a few years ago. I'm not the best, but I mean, that's the goal, you know, to get better. And like you said, just to be like kind of an all around instrumental. At some point I was even playing harp. So, I mean, I never actually, you know, thought about it like that. So, I mean, that's a privilege for you to, you know, make that connection. So,
yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen Purple Rain? I gotta ask you. Have you seen?
I have not. But I'm familiar with the song.
But you familiar of Purple Rain?
Yeah, I just never watched it.
You never watched it. See, the question. This is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why I asked Ray this question. No, let me tell you, DJ Roland doesn't know this, but you're. Let's just say this. I'm 38. I just turned 38 a few days ago. You're under 38. You're in the 20-year range, right?
Yes.
And so a lot of people that are in that range, the 20-something year range, they may not be too familiar with Purple Rain or with, you know, Prince's earlier works.
Okay.
So pardon if DJ Roland is shaking his head or was shaking his head, but I think this is a very teachable. But this is a teachable moment because, you know, at the same time, Ray is coming with something very original than a lot of these artists aren't. Like, let's just keep it a bag. Let's just keep it 100. You know, you got artists that are coming out. They're not playing no instruments. They're not playing the guitar. I mean, with the exception of her. I like her, right? But it's like nowadays, a lot of artists. I won't say the entire.
It's
no,
like
not the entire.
the artistry is kind of like getting lost. You know.
Thank you. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Just I just got to say this with your. I mean, by how Sean described you and you described your background and everything. That's what we need more of. I ain't saying you got to be copying somebody. You're not doing that, and we need to have more artists coming out being real instead of just like, how much do I need to pay in the studio? What can you do outside of the studio? Studio is going to have all this gadgets and stuff ready for you to record. What can you do outside of the studio? And how can you make this a teachable moment? Because you know some other folks want to follow and do some similar things. I'm glad you're saying that about your background and being educated. You're educating folks on how to be into the music world without just using studio, saying, yeah, I'm in the music business. Doing what? I'm always in the studio. Doing what? I'm making tracks. And you're doing more. And I'm glad that you're doing it.
Oh, thank you.
Raye Melody, yes. We got to thank God to that. That lets me know there's still hope.
Yeah.
When it comes to music.
Yes.
Yes. Raye Melody on the Beat Break Morning Show, ladies and gentlemen, with your boy Sean Garvey and DJ Roller Man. Listen, all things considered, social media. I gotta bring this up. This is a question. Let's take it outside of music for one moment. Well, it kind of falls into the realm of music, right? So I seen a video. I think it was either on exactly Valentine's Day or the day after Valentine's Day, right? And I'm trying to figure this out, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, I'm 38 years old. I'm about to be 40. And I'm always learning new things about what the much younger generation are doing in social media, right? So Raye went on Instagram. I think it was either on Valentine's Day. Well, it was on Valentine's Day. I just didn't see it until the day after Valentine's Day, right? Yeah. And she posted a video letting people know what she was doing on Valentine's Day. Tell the story. You go ahead and tell the story. What did you do on Valentine's Day, Raye? Go.
I mean, I basically went to the studio and recorded a song. Actually, two. That one of them I actually plan on releasing really soon. So yeah, I went into the studio. I laid down 2 songs, and then had dinner with a friend, had dinner and drinks with a friend, and just enjoyed the company.
So I was under the impression that that's all that you was doing on Valentine's Day.
So wait, what do you mean?
What I mean is, I thought that's the only thing you was doing on Valentine's Day was going into the recording studio, making music, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the majority of the day.
That was majority. Okay.
At the end of the day, that was just kind of like a nightcap, just to relax after putting in that work. So
I feel because see, once again, I'm trying to understand this new phenomenon that's going on social media, especially on IG, where single people, I don't know your status or anything, but single people, they post videos on IG saying, this is what I'm doing on Valentine's Day. And it could be like a video saying, hey, this is what I'm doing on Valentine's Day. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm like, you do that every day. What are you talking about? This is what I'm doing on Valentine's Day. I'm jump roping at the gym. What?
I think, honestly, it's just about really appreciating like your own company, like I know you can appreciate being with someone. If you boot up, that's cool, but I mean, if you're not, like, you shouldn't feel bad, like you have to enjoy your own company yourself. I mean, you're gonna spend the rest of your life with yourself, so
don't say, hey, listen, man.
I see some hand claps in the chat. And I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can be happy. Make sure that you're happy. I'm not going to go too deep into it because Sean knows I can get deep into that. As long as you're happy with yourself, and I'm gonna keep it like that. Okay.
I think those days for me are over. See, I do a show called The Mental Space. on WLK on Monday nights, and I talked a little bit about being single and how does that being alone and single on days like Valentine's Day and how it affects your mental. It was a very great show. It was a very interesting show, and even before Valentine's Day, I'm looking around. I'm like, man, it's so many single people out here. There are people I know who are booed up already. But man, it is real out here in the streets of the ATL. I'm talking about 17-1, single women to men. Dude,
that's a whole other discussion. These streets of Atlanta.
Do you think music play a factor in it? Because sticking to music, Ray Melody, do you think music play a factor into why the single scene, the dating scene is the way that it is? With the music nowadays, it's like it's either I sleep with your man, I got your man, or sad songs like where were you at 3 a.m, you ain't no good, etc., etc. Those kind of songs. Like, do you think music play a role in the dating scene from an artist perspective?
I think it's the music that plays a role. I think it's the society or the generation that reflects the music, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's kind of where we are, and that's just what the music is reflecting, where we are. So
improve it then. Because I'm like, the society needs to improve then if the music is reflecting that. So improve it. Yeah. That's my thing.
Yeah, so I just like to get back to that balance of love music and that music that educates and teach people what love really is, what it means to be with a good man and what it means to be with a good woman, and hearing those vulnerable testimonies and those vulnerable stories from artists and from songwriters. Because I tell you, songs like, whether it's from a Music Soul Child or songs from like a Jill Scott or even an India Irie and just countless others. Luther Vandross. Woo! Let's go back to the Let's go back to the old school days real quick. Right?
Yeah.
Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder,
Teddy
Pendergrass. Man, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
She had her song though. Let's not forget that one song.
What? Shroop.
No, my love. We know what she was talking about.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about her ex-husband or anything. He's not part of this. So I'm just being real.
You can say his name. He's talking about Bobby Brown.
He had his thing, but not like that. Not like that.
Ray Melody, right here on the Beat Break Morning Show, ladies and gentlemen. Singer and songwriter. We're gonna get into her new joint in just a few moments. I see a cover. I'm looking at your bio here, and I see a cover of you sitting across from a piano.
I have a lot.
Yeah, I look at that, and to me, it seemed like you kind of somewhat. It seemed accidental in a way, because it looks like you are almost paying. Correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like you're almost paying homage to artists like an Alicia Keys. Yeah, was that done on purpose or accident?
It was kind of just, I guess, the setting and the mood for it. But yeah, it wasn't on purpose. I guess it was just like a nice shot that I wanted to get.
The moment.
Yes.
It was the moment. Yes.
Wow. Now let's get into it, because outside of you being a singer and a songwriter, you are a piano instructor.
Yes.
Yes.
I teach piano and voice.
Okay, so you both a piano instructor and a vocal coach.
Yes.
Nice. How I met, just to kind of rewind the tape, go back earlier, how I met Raye was through a family member of mine, and that was my mother. So my mother, who is retired after working at Georgia State University for so many years, she picked up a new hobby that she wanted to do, which is play the piano. Right now, I come from a musical family, and some of my family members have been known to play the piano, the keyboard. I even took piano lessons when I was in high school at the time. So for you, Raye, what kind of, how can I put it? Like when you're teaching people how to play the keys, how to play the piano, what kind of energy do you get when you are in that particular environment, in that particular setting, to help people learn how to play the piano? What kind of energy do you get?
Well, like I mentioned before, I was self-taught. So, being younger, like I really, wish that I could have piano lessons, but I mean, my parents provided what they could. And unfortunately, that's just something that I wasn't able to get growing up. So I feel like it's a greater level of appreciation. When I started college, a lot of people don't know this, but I auditioned 3 times because I didn't have the musical background that was, I guess, required to be accepted into the program. So I auditioned 3 times. I actually spent graduation money putting money into getting a private voice instructor so that I could go to the School of Music. And then once that happened, it was a lot of me feeling like I needed to catch up just to be on the same level of my peers. A lot of them had been, taught. They learned how to, read and write. So it was kind of that level that I was on, and just having to be comfortable in my journey and not compare myself to others. So I think when I teach other people, especially your mom, she really inspires me because, how she was younger, she stopped and she wanted to get back into it. And that's something that was motivating for her. So I think as I'm approaching teaching, I come from a place where it's just you don't have to be perfect, and messing up is fine. You have to be bad before you can get good.
That's true.
And so I think because I come from a background where I had absolutely no idea what I was doing when I started music school, and I have people who are coming in, some may have a little background and some no, not at all. I know how that, I know where they are, and I understand, how it can feel coming into something new, so.
I was just going to ask you what your teaching style is, because I know that there are some very, very stern and strict piano instructors that are out there. Like if you mess up one note, they just take a ruler and slap you on the hand.
Oh no!
Is it like boot camp with you, or
no? No,
because I couldn't see it.
That's what I don't want. I don't want someone to come in, have a lesson or a class with me, and feel like I don't enjoy this. I hate this. That's a thing that I would want for them. Leaving that class. So, I mean, I teach different ages. The youngest, my youngest student is 7. So I teach, like I said, a broad range of ages. And so the approach sometimes is different. Honestly, when I see, I think that's the greatest reward, And I was talking to someone, and like I said, it inspires me because, like your mom, for example, you'll have people who come in and, they may think like, oh, like I'm not good enough, or I'm still working on this, or this is really hard. And you as an instructor, you see their progress, you see their journey. But as the individual learning, you may think, oh, I'm still not where I want to be. Like, you don't see that. So I said it motivates and inspires me because sometimes I have to take a look at myself as an artist. I've evolved over time. I've come so far, and, just giving myself, a pat on the back. Like I've done a lot, not getting caught up in where I could be or how good I could be.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you spoke very highly of my mother, because I've actually have seen my mom a few times. She even posted videos of her progress, and I'm just very proud of my own mother for taking the time to even go and get the lessons and even practicing and doing it on her own, And the most important thing is finding the time to do something that you love and something that's going to bring you peace. Because outside of my mom playing the piano, she also paints. She also writes short stories. It's just good to actually be in that place in your life to do something that you love and to pick up a hobby that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, we take for granted that creative energy. I feel like we all need something, something creative. Like you said, she writes, she paints, learning. So. Yeah, we definitely take that for granted.
Indeed, man. So we're gonna give the people your information later on in the podcast. I know that there are people out there that want to get those lessons in. They want to get the teaching and stuff like that. Like, there's still people like Raye Melody that make the time to teach you how to actually be a great a pianist. What's so interesting is great that people like you are still around to provide classes and lessons. I remember the time where a lot of the public schools took out music classes, and that was such a very detrimental thing, DJ Roland, because we talked about it before about how they took the music classes out of the schools. And that actually helped with your education, with your curriculum. It was just so crazy that they took the music classes out of the schools. But on the flip side of things, you have people like Raye Melody, a singer, songwriter, and musician that can actually teach people how to play the piano. Now, you play the guitar as well. Do you provide guitar lessons as well, or no?
No, I'm still learning guitar myself. So that's like I said, that's another journey for me. And I'm glad that you mentioned the piano because, like I said, when I was younger, not being able to have access to the piano, my company, I am actually looking to sponsor a child, providing free piano lessons. So that information is on my website as well.
All right, indeed, man. Raye Melody on the Beat Break Morning Show, Sean Garvey, DJ Roland. Going back to the halftime show, what were your thoughts? Did you happen to watch the halftime special with Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, or 75 cents?
I did. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I feel like honestly the stage wasn't even big enough for all of them. But yeah, I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
You enjoyed it, okay? Now, imagine you being a part of the lineup, right? Imagine you being a part of the lineup, and they ask you to play a song that represents West Coast, that represents LA. What song you think would come to your mind that you you personally, Raye, would play it and you would kill it? What song comes to your mind?
That's a hard. I mean, I really like The Way It Is, or That's Just the Way It Is by Tupac. I think, the piano intro, and finding a way to kind of like turn it into a song that you can actually sing.
It can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done. I'm just saying I can possibly loop it right.
Oh, yes.
And all that. So it can be done.
Yeah, and I think even with the message in that song, you know, it's timeless, you know. It applies to today. It applies to the, you know, time that it was made. So.
Yeah.
That's the type of music that needs to be out and whatnot. That's what you consider classics. Like we were talking about the verses with Music Soul Child and Anthony Hamilton. That's what you're talking about as in classics that even when the song was made back then, and you listen to it now as if it's brand new, and that's what music's supposed to be like. You don't make music and you brummering your voice and whatever, and you can't do nothing live. That's not classics. That's like, really? You putting that on an old school station? I mean, it's not. I don't even consider that old school. So yes, you said it.
Yeah. You know, it would be so dope if going back to the halftime when Dr. Dre went to the piano and was playing a little bit of "I Ain't Mad at You" by Tupac. I could see Raye Melody doing that instead of Dr. Dre getting on the piano playing "I Ain't Mad at You," and Dr. Dre is actually rapping Tupac's lyrics to "I Ain't Mad at You." That would be so dope.
Yes, it would. I mean, if people really don't understand music and the way Dr. Dre of his phenomenal catalog and whatnot, people would like, what? He's playing the piano? Yes, he's a producer. Just because you pushing buttons together and a couple beats here and there and they sound good, you got to know how to play some instruments.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't realize that. Like,
yes,
press some buttons and mix a little bit, but no, you have to have an ear for harmony. An ear.
Yes, that's why I'm considered one of the old school type of DJs. Do I scratch? No, but I'll blend the hell out of stuff, and you wouldn't even understand. Like, did he just do that? Yeah. Yes, I know how to do that. So I've been in this game over 20 years.
I just know how to put a CD in the CD player, and that's it. That's
man,
all.
They don't even do that. They don't even do that, man. You gotta have a USB. You gotta have a USB ready. MP3 ready, man. CDs are going definitely out, man.
Yeah, and I got the name of the song wrong. It was Changes. I think That's Just the Way It Is was the original, and then Changes was the remix. So.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Oh, and you know, hologram. People been saying that there should have been a hologram of Tupac at the halftime.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice just to have a hot second of him doing something and whatnot. I'll give him like probably about 30 seconds to a minute of him just saying a quick note and whatnot.
With Raye on the keys. With Raye on the keys.
Yes. Of course.
That would have been epic.
High expectations.
Let the world see her. Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to get into your concert in just a few moments. Raye Melody on the Beat Break Morning Show. Outside of the guitar, outside of the keys, what other instruments, because you also mentioned another instrument as well a few moments ago, but what other instruments do you want to play that you haven't mastered yet?
So I currently play the ukulele. That one was pretty easy to pick up. I started harp for a while, but I think honestly my favorite instrument is a cello. I've always wanted to learn how to play cello, and also I would like to learn how to play the bass. So
man, he's really into this jazz stuff.
She got a bit of an old. She got a bit of an old soul in her. I can tell.
Yeah. That's good to hear that. Like, you don't hear people your age doing that now. I mean, woo.
Do you have family members? Do you have other family members in your family that have played some type of instrument? Like,
no,
not that you know of.
No. I think I'm the only, I guess, direct family members. But yeah, I mean, my brother's, he's getting into music and he wants to be a producer. So I'm trying to like, push him. But it's like you were saying, it's like the whole piano thing. I'm like, you gotta learn piano. You need to learn piano. So, I mean, I think just me.
Dope. Man, dope.
To be honest, I learned the drums. I was trying to teach myself how to play a drum set. I got unsuccessful with that and whatnot. I was in a marching band in my high school and a year in college. Mm-hmm. So I understand, the beats and the claps and all that stuff. So that's how I got the ear and appreciating it. Again, if you can't play it, at least appreciate it. You need to hear other types of music. You can't just listen to your own and that's it. How you gonna appreciate music if you don't listen to other stuff? I just know what I don't personally like. I respect it. It's country. I respect country, but I don't like country.
Sure. My brother, he commented, he said I played drums in high school. Also, my little brother, he did play the saxophone.
Okay.
He didn't stick to it. And then my aunt on my dad's side, she recently passed away, but she was a singer. She sang in the choir.
Okay.
Yes. God bless, man. Hey, listen, Ray Melody on the Beat Break Morning Show. We got a comment section. Everybody's commenting. They're loving the interview. If you have questions for Ray, please put them in the comment section below. If you have a question or feedback for Ray as we get ready to check out a epic live performance by Ray Melody, put it in the comment section if you have a question for her at Beat Break Radio on IG Live, the Beat Break Morning Show. So I'm ready. In the meantime, while we are waiting to get those questions in, DJ Roland, I'm ready to check out this performance, man.
I am too.
Listen. Are you gonna give us a show just like or 10 times more than the Super Bowl halftime? What are we getting ready to see?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so someone was calling my phone for a second. That's living up to that. I'll give you what I can give you. What's on my frequency? I actually wasn't sure if I should just start with the single, Sad Eyes, that I released in December. I guess since that's like the most recent song. And then I'll give you all like a sneak preview of the song that I recorded yesterday on Valentine's Day.
Okay. That sounds good. Now, are you just singing, or are we going to see you play the piano or the guitar?
You'll hear me. You'll see me play the piano for the other song.
Okay.
So, Sad Eyes. It's funny because when I found that, I guess the beat or the track behind it, I didn't produce it. But the name of the instrumental track was called Smile. But the name that I, turned it into is called Sad Eyes. So it's like, an upbeat tempo, but it definitely has a message. So, I don't know if you had any questions about
we do have one question before we get into it. We have one from, I think it's your brother, by the way, who's on the IG Live. He asked, do you write for other artists?
I have not yet. I would like to at some point.
Who would you like to write for?
I would like to write for Sam Smith. Sam Smith, I would like to write or co-write with her. SZA. Who else? I really love Snow Allegra. I would love collaboration with Daniel Caesar. Yeah, honestly, if I ever got
Can you write some songs for Summer Walker? I'm just tired of hearing those sad songs from Summer Walker.
I mean, it's her experience though. It's a journey, and if that's what she wants to turn into art,
Like Mary J. I mean, when she first started, I mean, it was a lot of like, God dang, really? Can we hear some more happy instead of going through drama songs? And so I mean, it was a good song, no doubt, but you need more. She's grown. She's definitely grown in the game. Definitely, man. Doing the comparison.
We just don't need no more sad songs from Mary J. Blige. She said she's fine. She said she's fine. Look, she getting that. She getting that. Fine, she getting that power money. Yeah, get her thing at the Super Bowl. We don't need no more sad songs. She said no more drama. She said no more drama. No more drama.
No more drama.
Okay.
No more 7 whole days. No more 7 whole days. None of that.
But I mean, the music, I'm pretty sure it's helped someone,
It has. It has.
So I guess I'll start with Sad. That is definitely available on all streaming platforms. So if you want to hear that, I would suggest everyone go like it, share it, save it to a playlist, and yeah.
I'm ready.
So,
I'm ready. Right. Let's get into it. Sad Eyes, right? Sad Eyes.
Sad Eyes. Yes.
Yes. Concert performance by the one and only Raye and Melanie on the Beat Break Morning Show. Let's do it.
All right, let me get this sound. See that girl walking down the street. She always got some place to be. No, she don't slow down, slow down. It's in the way she walks, the way she talks, the way she moves. You wouldn't even have a clue. She never slows down, slows down. She's got a smile that will bright. She'll put one right on your face. She's got the love that will fill you up. Though she tries to hide what she's going through inside. She's got sad eyes. Don't believe her if she tells you that she's just fine. Look at her. Sad eyes. Don't let her pass you by. Ask her what's on her mind. Yeah, I see you. You got big dreams. Sometimes it seems that it's never enough. You try and know you try. Feel like nothing's right. Girl, you should stop and you about to go wrong. Lift up your head, know who you are. Cry when you need to, but laugh when you can. She's got a smile that will brighten your day, yeah. She'll put one right on your face, yeah, yeah. She's got the love that will fill you up. Though she tries to hide what she's going through inside. She's got sad eyes. Don't believe her if she tells you that she's fine. Look at her. Sad eyes. Don't let her pass you on by. Ask her what's on her mind. She's got sad eyes.
First time on the Beat Break Morning Show.
Sad Eyes. I love it.
Sad Eyes by Raye Melody, available on all streaming platforms. Woo! Written and performed. Written and performed by Raye Melody.
Yes.
Love it. I love it.
Think of that one.
I like it. I like what was the motivation behind that song? Like, where did that song come from?
Oh my goodness. So my mom is on here.
Hey mama.
So that's who says she gets it from her mama. Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna try to explain this in the best way possible. I guess I was having a conversation, a lot of times I'm very close to my mom, so I was having a conversation with her one day. And she was just like, "Why are you so sad? Like you're always writing sad music." And honestly, I think what motivated me to write this, I had just graduated college, and I didn't really know what direction I was going in. I feel like with a lot of creative individuals, there's always some anxiety when it comes to like pursuing your dream. It's just like, I gotta pay bills, but this is what I really want to do. So, I was just kind of going through a period of just kind of not knowing where I was going, where I was headed. And there was just a lot of anxiety and, also a message in there about just, mental health awareness and just checking in, with your loved ones, your family, your friends. Sometimes they'll tell you like, "No, how are you? I'm good." But, a lot of times it's like in their eyes. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
But like you can be smiling, but it's all in the eyes. And a lot of times, someone would look at me and they'd be like, "Well, you don't really look like it," So
Facts. And speaking of anxiety, we always talk about mental health, and it goes back to the show on WLK that I do Monday nights from 7 to 9, the mental space. Everybody's going through it. Mental health. How important in these days and times is music? Is music to mental health? How important is it?
Super important. It's always, I feel like everyone should have maybe that one playlist that you can kind of go to depending on your kind of mood that you're in, Yeah. But it's super important. Especially just the isolation and just feeling like we can't be close to people. Kind of everything going on, especially with social media. You never know how someone's doing. So
I have to go to my playlist whenever I feel some type of way, whatever, like you said, whatever mood you in. I gotta go to the classics. I got a classic playlist and I got an upbeat playlist. I just listen to whatever will make me feel good. I think that besides comedy, music is the second antidote. It's the second medicine to everything else. Because music is universal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And music just does something to you in your spirit and your soul whenever you go through it. And it's so refreshing to hear an original sound like you, like Raye Melody. I mean, your vocal levels are so organic. If we're gonna keep it 100, it doesn't sound like the other artists that are out there. I mean, no disrespect to the other artists, but it just seemed like the artists, and I know we talk about it a lot of times, that some of the artists that we normally hear on radio, on commercial radio, they all sound the same. It's almost like you listening to the same artist. You listening to the same vocalist, but it's a different vocalist, but they all sound the same.
You speaking it, bruh. You listening to it as a fan of music and whatnot, and not saying I'm not a fan of music, but when you have that music together and the vocals sounding good, it's like the beats sound great, but guess what? The acapella of you just is better. And I'm like, I know I can use that on some stuff. So just speaking from my experience and whatnot, I would love to have that acapella version of that and just make another remix of it, you know, just to play around with something and whatnot. Who knows? My use changes and whatnot. So who knows? It's just, I love the pure sound of how Sean is explaining how you sound. Okay. It's real pure.
Thank you.
We have a question from one of the Instagram followers here, and this person asks, what motivates you to create?
What motivates me to create that? It just really depends. Sometimes it could just be a situation, you know, that I might be going through. It can be someone else's story, you know, that I'm inspired to write about a few times. I think sometimes it's difficult, like I said, when you're kind of just like in the grind of everyday life, just pausing and taking a moment to really like get in tune with your inner, I guess, creative person, or, you know, finding like a music something to help. But a lot of times it's really just life experience, the mood. One time I wrote a song. Well, this is actually the song that I recorded because I was just sitting on my porch, and I just kind of imagined, you know, like sitting in the grass. I mean, I don't know, some people may not like that, but like just sitting in the grass, like just watching like the clouds float by. I wrote a song, you know, or I guess a piano melody based on that experience and what that.
Ribbon in the Sky. Just by you saying that, I thought about Ribbon in the Sky.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Just by that.
Yeah. Please bring in some more questions, ladies and gentlemen, at Beat Break Radio. Questions for Raye, Melanie. We are in the second hour of the Beat Break Morning Show. Sean Garvey, DJ Roll'em, and we're waiting for Star Kells to come on the IG Live in a few moments after the Raye Melanie concert. I am going to talk about this new challenge that I am putting out there on social media. It is a dating challenge. So all my single ladies out there, if you are single and on the live right now, I need you to pay close attention in just a few moments on what the challenge is at Beat Break Radio. Raye Melanie on the Beat Break Morning Show. So we're about to get into your second set.
Okay. Do we? Yes. I was saying, like, how long do we have? Because for the song that I recorded yesterday, I just wanted to give you all a sample.
You just want to give us a little taste.
Yeah, just a little taste.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, and then I have another one after that.
All right, let's do it. Let's get it at Raye Melanie on IG, on Instagram, live concert with the one and only Raye Melanie.
Give me 1 second. I think I'll have to adjust my phone.
Take your time.
And while Raye Melanie is setting up, ladies and gentlemen, once again, want to let you all know that the Beat Break Morning Show, we are taking donations. So if you like the content, please show your support. Cash App us, $reach the #1 communications. That's $reach the #1 communications. We're going to have it below in just a few moments. Also, if you have not downloaded the Podcast FM app to your mobile device, make sure you do that right now. Podcast FM, one word, is available on Amazon, on Google Play, the App Store. You can check out 50 plus radio stations and podcast networks all across the country, including ours, Beat Break 87 FM, even 101 The Vibe FM, the other station that we're on in Louisville, Kentucky, and many more. Download their Podcast FM app to your mobile device for free, all right?
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.